Hello. I came back with another video. This video is a continuation of the previous video on types of projects. So for today, we will see the project types of project in the second quadrant of the project landscape. It includes the agile projects. So most of the materials I'm presenting on this slide is taken from Robert Wysocki's Effective Project Management book, written in 2014. So as you remember, on my previous video, I presented this project landscape. This tells the whole story about the different types of projects and how it goes from simple to complex. It starts from the first quadrant where the goal is unclear and the requirements and solutions are clear, and continues to be more unclear, both the goal and the solution. It goes from one quadrant to the other. We have seen this in the previous videos. If you want to have more information about project landscape, please go back and see my previous videos. So for today, it's agile projects. So completely different from the traditional projects. Agile projects are, more modern kinds of project management approach, and it's for projects where their goals are clearly specified, but the solutions are not known at the outset of the project. The basic philosophy of agile projects is the best fit project management approach is dynamic and continuously adapted. It changes and you have to adapt to the situation where you are, and it changes according to the environment. You don't have a sequence of solutions, tools to implement your project. You just figure out through the process. You have to adapt, you have to change things, and it focuses on teamwork, collaboration, flexibility than a strict sequence of activities in a linear like what we see in the traditional projects. There is really less planning beforehand, because you are planning while you are on the job, while you start the project. You don't plan beforehand. You just have a clear goal. You know what you want to achieve at the beginning. You have the scope, but you don't have the solutions yet. So we incorporate the client's feedback. What do the client want to be included in the project? And we will take their feedback after finishing some parts of the project. So to compare with the previous, the traditional, the waterfall kinds of project approach, the agile projects are more focused on customer collaboration and more focused on individuals and interactions, more focused on responding to change. You don't just follow a structured plan. You just don't follow process or tools, or you just don't depend on negotiations or contracts signed at the beginning. It changes according to the situation where you are, according to the needs, the feedbacks of the customer. It's about prototyping or working solutions than comprehensive documentation. So this can be taken as a comparison between the traditional and agile projects. So in the second quadrant of the agile projects, we have two broad classifications. We have the iterative project management lifecycle models, and we have the adaptive project management lifecycle models. So In this slide, we will see the iterative models. These iterative models are somehow, the solution is a bit clearer than the adaptive models. The adaptive models in the second quadrant more unclear. The solution is more unclear. The goal is already clear for both iterative and adaptive. So the iterative project management lifecycle models, most of the solutions have been discovered. Only a few minor features have not been decided. So alternatives will be known, but a final decision not made as to which to implement. It's composed of several iterations. In iterative project management, there are several iterations or parts, bits of the project activities or incremental steps towards the completion of a project. It releases benefits throughout the process rather than only at the end. Yes. So in iterative project management lifecycle models, we have project outputs at every iteration. You can use it, and based on the benefit you get from the first iteration, you will give feedback on that. You will discuss with the customer, and you will add some more features and come back for another iteration until you finish, until you reach that point that you say, oh, this is what I want. Projects are time boxed into short sprints. Short sprints is a chunk of activities which lasts from 2 to 4 weeks. And at the end of each sprint, a working product is released. This is the specific feature of iterative project management lifecycle models. You will have working product at each iteration, so your money will be, giving you benefits even before the whole project is completed. Frequently used in software development projects. Yes, these adaptive or iterative, adaptive, or the whole agile models are for IT projects or software development projects. So the second one in the second quadrant is the adaptive model, which is appropriate for projects where very little of the solution is known. The solution, how to arrive to that goal. You have very little knowledge yet. You are just figuring out through the process, through collaboration, through discussion, interactions. Consists of a number of phases that are repeated in cycles. For iterative project management, it's iterations. For adaptive project management lifecycle, it's cycles. So with a feedback loop after each cycle is completed. Unlike the iterative model, where some depth of the solution is not known, maybe it's some features of the project is not known. For adaptive, it's both depth and breadth of solution is not known. So the clarity is more unclear for adaptive types of projects. This, you can see the adaptive project management model, lifecycle model. You will have the scope at the beginning, and from the scope you will have plan cycle, launch cycle, monitor and control cycle, and then you close the project. And this is one iteration, one cycle. When you finish one cycle, you might say, oh, am I finished the whole project, or still I have some more cycles to go on? So you decide on that, and if you want to go back and do another cycle, then you will start from the planning again. There is no scoping phase. The scope is already decided at the beginning of all the cycles. So when you finish all your cycles and you are satisfied that the project is done, then you will close the project. So this is a model for most agile development projects. And at the beginning, you will have initial requirements, and after that, you'll have iterations. Iteration 1, 2, 3, 4, and even more. And after each iteration, you will have review, lessons learned. And when you arrive at the final iteration, you will have lessons learned and and close the project. So this is what I have for about agile projects for today. And please don't forget to subscribe, like, share, and comment my videos if you want to have more of it. So see you next time.